Hi everybody, Simon here. I said I would come on this morning and do I originally thought a short live. I've no idea how long it's going to be. Okay, around the topic that I posted about last night, which was specifically around foam rolling the IT band and why it's an absolute no-no. The discussion got wider naturally. But what about this and what about that? And that's why I thought I'd do a quick live, a quick scan up the body. Using some pictures, using some photos that might illustrate some rather key points. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing my screen. Let's start at the bottom, the one I mentioned in one of my comments, which was about should we be foam rolling the calf muscles or not. Let me share my screen. Anybody who is a massage therapist will know that we go through safety checks right at the very beginning with absolute no-nos for massage. Okay, and one of those no-nos for massage is massaging the lower extremities, the lower limb below the knee, between the knee and the foot in a downward direction. That's the reason why. We've got one-way valves in there. Now, I know for one that when I did my original sports massage qualification 10 years ago, the very first thing we did was do a safety check that we were doing things correctly from our own postural point of view and basically not doing any of the no-nos. And one of the no-nos is massaging the lower limbs in a downward direction. Okay, so if we're foam rolling the calf muscles, surely we're doing the same thing. So I'll just leave it open to you to think, why would we? You know, if I had massaged from the knee downwards in my safety assessment of my massage, very, very early days of my sports massage, clinical sports massage course that I did, I would have failed and I wouldn't have been permitted to go on to progress onto the course. Okay, I would probably have had to redo my assessment. It would not have been a happy situation. So I'll leave it there. Why would you do bi-directional deep tissue massage on the calf muscles when you've got one-way valves there that we're not supposed to deal with in that way when we're doing massage? Okay, so that's the first one. I'll stop the share. Let's move up to the knee. That's another no-no for massage, is the area just immediately behind the knee, the indentation called the popliteal fossa. We don't massage there. And again, had I massaged in there in my safety assessment, okay, I would have failed. So there's two things straight away that I would have failed my massage safety assessment on, not permitting to go on and do the rest of the course or having to repeat my safety assessment, okay, before I could go on. Okay, one is the calf muscles, and the other one is the popliteal fossa, the indentation behind the knee. So again, why would we foam roll somewhere where we're not actually allowed under our insurance to massage? I'll leave it there. Why would we? That's the theme here. Why would we? Let's move on to the IT band. That was the subject of the original post yesterday. It's a huge one, and the vast majority of people on here agreed and said, no way. Okay, some people hadn't heard it before, and that's absolutely fine. Okay, I see so many videos from exercise and movement professionals and actually soft tissue specialists as well, which is, wow, it just blows my mind, of them actually demonstrating foam rolling the IT band. The IT band is not a physical structure. You can't take it out of the body other than in a cadaver. And actually, that's what I've done. I've taken the IT band out of a cadaver because I did cadaver labs when I was training. All the IT band is a thickening of the fascia that runs round the entire calf and upper leg. Sorry, the entire upper leg, not the calf, obviously. Around the entire upper leg, okay, the thigh, okay? It's just a thickening band, okay? And I'm going to show you a picture in a minute, okay, which will demonstrate that very clearly. In fact, let me put it up on the screen now. This is a very rare photograph, okay, because one's not normally allowed to take photographs inside a cadaver lab, and I didn't take this because we weren't allowed to take cameras in. That is the IT band, Why on earth would you want to foam roll that? It cannot move. You can see it can't move. There's no scope for movement in that structure. Okay, and it cannot be stretched. There's no such thing as an over-tight IT band. Look at it. Okay. The reason it's so painful is that it is uniformly attached all the way down our femur. So all we're doing if we foam roll that, okay, is crushing a steel bar. That's as tough as steel. That's been shown in studies where it's been taken out of the body and tested. It's as tough as steel. So why would we crush a steel bar into our femur, the bone? Not surprising. It's painful and can often cause damage in there, resulting in bruising. Not nice at all. Okay. As a massage specialist, as a sports therapist, we were told to obliquely go in from the sides of it, but never ever directly onto it. Okay, and that's the reason. It's a bar of steel. Its purpose is to stabilize the knee. So there are all sorts of stability issues, knee stability issues, knee tracking issues, pelvis tracking issues, hip tracking issues that are going to potentially arise from trying to stretch and release something like that, a piece of steel. Okay, that's what the IT band is. It can't be taken out unless you physically cut that piece of tissue out of the human body. Okay, it can't be stretched. It cannot move. It does not move. Okay, so I'm going to stop the share there. Okay, let's move up to the pelvis. Okay, the pelvis is a highly complicated piece of machinery with multiple moving parts to it. If we're indiscriminately rolling something over the pelvis area, we haven't a clue which of those complicated pieces of structure we're working on. Okay, we haven't a clue. Okay, so again, why would you do it? Okay, foam rolling is an indiscriminate piece of kit. You have no idea precisely what structures you're impacting. Therefore, when you don't know what structures you're impacting, I say don't do it, because you haven't a clue what impact you're having. And the pelvis is fundamental to locomotion, to load management, to all sorts of other things. We really don't want to be doing indiscriminate AP or PA, anterior posterior or posterior anterior forces through that pelvis if we don't know what's going on inside that pelvis. Okay, let's move up to the spine. This is a huge one. Okay, and it will be new to some people. Even some of my clients haven't been through this. Let's share my screen again. If we are indiscriminately foam rolling the spine, we are foam rolling the erector spinae muscles, and the erector spinae muscles extend all the way from the neck down to the pelvis, deep into the neck, deep into the pelvis, and they're attached throughout the thorax all the way down. Any foam rolling of that area is going to be indiscriminately doing massage work on those muscles, and we haven't a clue what impact. One of the biggest causes of pelvic problem is those muscles. One of the biggest cause of thoracic problem and breathing problems is those muscles, because they very, very simply, they can restrict the movement in the pelvis, and they can restrict the movement in our thoracic rings, each of these rings here. Okay, if we're indiscriminately foam rolling those muscles, then we haven't a clue what impact we're going to be having on the pelvis, which, as I said, is made up of multiple moving parts, or the thorax, and indeed also the shoulder, which is where I'm going to go next. So why, if you're going to foam roll the spine, just think what impact you're having on fundamental pelvis stability muscles, which are the erector spinae, pelvis movement muscles, which are the erector spinae. And for those who understand form and force closure, you can completely disrupt the pelvis's form closure by working on those indiscriminately. And that's what foam rolling up and down that spine is going to be potentially doing. It's going to be indiscriminately challenging and potentially disrupting form closure of the pelvis. It's going to completely screw it up. Okay, so again, why would you do it? Let's move on to the shoulder. The shoulder is probably, well, no, it is the most unstable structure in the human body. Let me share my screen again. Find the right one. There you go. The shoulder girdle, the scapula and everything, clavicle, everything, and including our arm, it has one attachment to the skeleton. That's here, the sternum, the manubrium. The scapula is a floating bone. Okay. There's no physical attachment between the scapula and the posterior skeleton, only on the anterior skeleton here, one place at the sternum, sternoclavicular joint. It's the only place, the whole of that shoulder girdle, including the scapula, okay, glenohumeral joint and down the arm, it's the only place it attaches to the skeleton is there. So if we're foam rolling the scapula, which is the most unstable piece of kit in the human body from a structural point of view, what the hell are we going to be doing to it? We're going to be putting all sorts of pressures on here on the sternum. Get problems in the sternum and we get problems everywhere in the body. Okay, from a muscular point of view, let me share the screen one last time, if I can find it. The scapula has, let me just find the right one on my screen so I can see it. The scapula has a number of force couplings. It's got basically lower traps, serratus anterior, and upper traps, all controlling the movement of the scapula. Which one are you rolling? Which one are you affecting? What's the state of those three muscles that you're potentially rolling if you roll in the shoulder complex? Okay, we don't know. So why would you do it? So not only have we got indiscriminate foam rolling, and basically foam rolling is massage of those muscles when we don't know what those three muscles are doing. We've also got indiscriminate rolling of a totally unconnected structure to the rest of the skeleton, except here, an unstable structure. We're foam rolling an unstable structure with multiple muscles pulling and working in different directions. Again, why would we do it? And I'm not even going to talk about why we would potentially foam roll the upper spine, okay, in the neck here. It's huge. So I leave it there and say, why would you? It's a indiscriminate massage of structures, and unless we know what all the structures underneath that foam roller, what's happening to them, okay, why would we foam roll it? Okay, so we've looked at the calf muscles, one-way valve issues. We've got the popliteal fossa behind the knee. Again, why would we do that? Because both of those, calf and popliteal fossa, are absolute no-nos for massage. So they should be absolute no-nos for foam rolling as well, because foam rolling is massage. IT band, well, we went into that in a lot of detail, and I'm not going to repeat everything again. It doesn't move, it can't stretch. There's no such thing as a tight IT band. We have to look elsewhere when we have lateral knee problems. Okay, and we go into all this on our coaching program, in the higher levels of our coaching program. Okay, then we moved up to the spine. Why on earth would we massage indiscriminately muscles that are going to be significantly controlling and significant impactors to the pelvis and the thorax? Unless we know what's happening at the thorax biomechanically and physiologically, and the pelvis biomechanically and physiologically, why would we foam roll key structural muscles, which are some of the biggest causes of pelvis issues and thorax issues and breathing issues for those of you who do a lot of breathing work? Why would we foam roll those muscles when we haven't a clue what's happening to the structures to which they're connected? Shoulder instability, uncertainty of what we're touching with a foam roller. Okay, and you can go back over what I've said. So I'm going to leave it there. I think that covers a lot of the body. Okay, all right. And I'm just going to finish with general massage of muscles, which, you know, just should I do the hamstring? Should I do this? Okay, again, indiscriminate massage when we don't know what the tissue mechanic signatures are of those muscles. There's no such thing as just tight. There's no such thing as just weak. We go into that on our entry-level coaching program, and we explain why, and we give the science, and we give how to actually properly assess what's going on in those muscles. So until you know what's going on inside those muscles, nah, please don't foam roll just indiscriminately without knowing what's actually happening inside the muscles. If you're just saying, that's tight, I can foam roll it, no, because there's no such thing as just tight. Multiple types of tightness for different reasons, and the interventions to restore those muscles are different. Various types of weakness, and again, the same applies. So I hope that's given you an overview of why indiscriminate massage like that, using a tool like a foam roller, or indeed our hands, but we're focusing on foam roller here, is a real problem until one understands precisely what is underneath that tool, hand or foam roller, what the state of that is, what the state of it is physiologically, what the state of it is biomechanically, and therefore the impact of doing that intervention, okay, dynamic intervention of rolling or massaging. Okay. There was one final question just to finish off on trigger points. Trigger point is a static application of a tool to do something called ischemic compression. I was taught that. It's a very localized, short-term intervention for trigger points. Again, it's only short-term. Okay, so but if you're using a foam roller as a static compression device, okay, less of an issue with that, depending on where. Wouldn't be wanting to do that on the shoulder or the pelvis, or the thorax or the neck, for instance. But just for localized, so a ball, for example. Okay, so instead of a foam roller, a ball. Okay, there are applications for that. Okay, but dynamic rolling it, no, for all the reasons I've just explained. Hope that's been useful. Hope that's cleared up a few things. I'm sure there are going to be questions coming from that. Stop the share, and I'll leave it there. And if you've got any questions, ping me a message or write underneath the live. Great. I will. Thanks for that, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.